The Spirit of the Wild, Buck's Journey, The Beginnings of Buck. Buck, a young, cute, and highly intelligent dog, was born into a loving family in a peaceful town. His striking appearance, a blend of golden fur with patches of black, immediately caught the attention of everyone around him. Buck wasn't an ordinary dog. He had the spirit of a wolf buried deep within him. His senses were sharp, his instincts powerful, and his heart wild. Though he enjoyed the warmth and love of the people in the town, especially the children who would pet him and laugh at his playful antics, there was a part of him that longed for something more. The call of the wild. Buck's early days were full of joy. He grew up surrounded by laughter, games, and the affection of his owners. People adored him for his obedience and friendliness, but his wolf-like spirit made him restless. He was a dog that couldn't be confined, always craving the thrill of the unknown. Into the rich man's world. One day, Buck found himself in the mansion of a wealthy family. It was an enormous house filled with expensive furniture, ornate decor, and elaborate meals prepared daily. While Buck was treated well and admired by the servants, his wolfish instincts made it hard for him to live by the strict rules of the house. He started taking food from the grand dinners that weren't meant for him. The rich family grew frustrated with his disobedience, though they didn't understand that Buck's wild side was simply part of who he was. Soon, the wealthy family decided they could no longer handle Buck's behavior. He was sold, and thus began his journey through different hands, from one master to another. Some were kind, others indifferent, and a few treated him with harshness. Throughout it all, Buck's spirit remained intact. He never lost his keen senses, his intelligence, or his desire to break free. The snow driver and the dog's old team. Eventually, Buck was purchased by a snow diver, a man who owned a team of sled dogs. This man was experienced in the harsh, snowy terrains of the north, where his dogs would pull heavy loads across vast distances. The snow driver, recognizing Buck's exceptional abilities, added him to his pack. Buck quickly distinguished himself from the other dogs. His strength, agility, and quick wit made him a valuable asset. Over time, the snow diver realized that Buck wasn't just an ordinary dog, he was something special. His performances in leading the pack through storms and difficult paths were unmatched. Word spread quickly in the region, and people began to take notice. Buck was admired by many who marveled at how he could navigate treacherous trails and keep the team going even in the worst conditions. His fame grew, and eventually, the snow diver was offered a considerable amount of money for his entire team, including Buck. Reluctantly, the snow diver sold his dogs, knowing that Buck was his most prized possession. This new chapter brought Buck into the home of another wealthy family, but they couldn't manage the dogs. Despite their best efforts, the pack began to deteriorate, and it became clear that they could not handle such a responsibility. The Old Man and the Mouth Organ. Before being sold to the rich family, Buck had once encountered an old man during one of the snow diver's trips. The old man was kind, weathered, and wise. He played a mouth organ, and the tune had struck something deep within Buck, calming his wild spirit for just a moment. One day, while the snow driver was resting, Buck found the old man's mouth organ that had been lost. Without hesitation, Buck brought it back to him, sensing that the old man was somehow connected to the wilderness in a way that spoke to his own wild heart. But fate was cruel, and before Buck could stay with the old man, the snow diver picked him up to continue their journey, separating Buck from the one person he felt a true connection with, rescued by the old man. After being sold to the wealthy family that couldn't maintain the dogs, Buck's situation grew dire. The family struggled to care for them, and the dogs became malnourished and neglected. It was then that the old man appeared again, rescuing Buck from his miserable situation. The rich family, however, was unwilling to let Buck go, seeing him as a valuable asset. But the old man, determined to free Buck from his confines, left with Buck in search of a new life in the wilderness. The old man and Buck traveled deep into the wilderness in search of gold. The land was harsh, but with Buck by his side, the old man knew they could survive. Buck's instincts, sharpened by years of hardship and travel, helped them find food, avoid danger, and make progress in their search for gold. After months of relentless effort, they finally struck gold, securing a fortune that would sustain them for life. But Buck's spirit was still restless. One day, while exploring the forests, he encountered a pack of wolves. Something in him stirred the spirit of the wolf within him awoke. Buck began spending more time with the wolves, hunting with them, learning their ways, but he never forgot about the old man. Every night he would return with food for the old man, ensuring that they both thrived in their newfound lives. The rich man's revenge. Just when it seemed that Buck and the old man had found peace, the rich man who had previously owned Buck tracked them down. Greedy and desperate to regain control of the dog that had brought him so much attention, he came to the wilderness with the intent of taking Buck back by force, if necessary. When the rich man attempted to harm the old man, Buck's wolfish instincts kicked in. In a fierce confrontation, Buck fought off the rich man, saving the old man's life. The encounter solidified Buck's bond with the wilderness. He could no longer live among humans, but the old man understood this. He had seen Buck's true nature, the wolf within him, and he respected it. A new family in the wild, Buck finally answered the call of the wild. He joined the wolf pack permanently, becoming their leader. However, his love for the old man never faded. Even though he now lived with the wolves, Buck would return to the old man's camp every once in a while, bringing back food and sharing a moment of peace together. In the end, Buck had found where he truly belonged, leading his pack in the wild, free from the chains of human society, yet always keeping a piece of his heart with the old man who had shown him kindness when no one else had. Together they had formed an unbreakable bond, a bond between the wild and the world of man. And so Buck's journey came full circle, from a pampered dog in a wealthy home to the leader of a wolf pack in the wilderness, guided by his intelligence, strength, and the untamed spirit that had always driven him. The legend of Buck. Buck's story became a legend among the people of the North. Some spoke of a dog with the spirit of a wolf who roamed the forests, leading a pack and protecting the land. Others said they had seen Buck and the old man, still together, deep in the wilderness. Whether true or not, one thing was certain: Buck's legacy would live on forever, a testament to the wildness that lives in all creatures, no matter where they come from.